we had two very similar matches. The first one and the one today. An Orlando Pirates team playing a very similar style without not many changes. So we were playing the match we planned. Very equal matches. So both teams very competitive. Both matches with different moments. Moments where when one team was better, moments when the other team was better. A lot of physicality in the pitch, a lot of duels. Not always very well played football. It's at least as I see it from both parts. A lot of long balls but very equal match. What I mean is both teams. I think that the draws in both matches are quite fair results. So we had to end somewhere like in the penalties, and then in the penalties a moment of inspiration when the goalkeeper from Orlando Pirates was pretty inspired and capable to make the saves that were needed to give the victory to Orlando Pirates, that I congratulate.
Coach 𝐜𝐨𝐧𝐿 from 𝐸NCA. Is it a cause for concern to you the fact that two matches in succession now against Pirates, the performance dropped in the second half, or you attribute it to your opponents being better on the day?
If you want to make a serious analysis on the question that you are putting me, maybe you find together with me. You know how many weeks of preparation has Orlando Pirates? Do you have any idea? No. I'm asking. If you have any idea how many weeks of preparation has Orlando Pirates?
I'm not sure, you tell me.
Yeah, but you should take a look. Do you know how many matches has already Orlando Pirates played?
So is it the fact that you were in Polokwane, maybe?
I'm going to explain. The fact is that everybody expected that because of the fact that we didn't line up some players on Wednesday, today we would be much stronger. And that would be shown throughout the match in terms of physical demand on the match. The question is that we tried, my players, they tried. But also it's clear that we saw on the pitch an abnormal number of mistakes on simple passing. Because if you think with me, you know that fatigue is not a physical thing, it's a brain thing. It's a neuronal thing. And because of fatigue, we made much more mistakes. That's why you didn't see the same fluidity in our game as usually it's clear. Not only because it was two very high demanding matches from the beginning till the end, where the rhythm was very strong, but also because in the moment we are not able to do much more than that. It's important to understand. We have not many matches played. We have 3 matches in the league, 2 matches in the competition, 3 matches in the competition. Over pre-season we played 2 matches. And Orlando Pirates, where we were playing the World Cup, were resting. And then still we were in the World Cup, and Orlando Pirates was already in the preparation for this season. It means that we are a little bit late compared to the other teams. And we know that. So we know that we are not on the place where we would like to be to play such matches. But I don't think that anyone can complain on the effort of my players, on the intention to keep the game where we would like to play it more consistently, more regularly, with more quality. But unfortunately, because we also struggle and we are developing, we see that some players, it seems they are still not as free, as fluid as is normal, but it has absolutely to do with that. They didn't rest much, they didn't make a lot of preparation, so it means that we are still trying to manage. At the same time we play very hard matches, we are still trying to manage even the rest of the players. What is quite tricky, very difficult. We know that everybody would like us to give 3-0 to Orlando Pirates from the fans of Sundowns. I also would like to play with more freedom, see the players more agile, more quick, more reactive, more unpredictable. But it's not like that. But what we saw on the pitch was a game plan from our part that was clear. We knew how Orlando Pirates would aggress us. We coped with this The way of playing, the style of play is very clear, not easy to control. We had to extend our defensive line so that we could arrive on both sides, so that we could control the aggression by the outside with these diagonals. We had to put our men in the front to run a lot, to press the center backs. And I think we saw that. But then with the ball, we could not find the dynamic of movements that we needed to be more affirmative, let's say, to take the game more in control as we like to escape more from the duels. And that was the credit of Orlando Pirates also. So that's why I say that it's fair. Both matches, I think the teams had different moments. I think both results as draws are fair enough. I take it with sportsmanship. And then penalties can fall for one side. Is a moment of inspiration or from mostly the goalkeepers, and today was Sipo's moment. Next probably will be Owen Williams' moment, and we have to cope with that and understand. But it's important that people really make an analysis on Mamelodi Sundowns' moment as it is fair to do. Because obviously I know that people, but we didn't lose with Orlando Pirates, we drew two times. So no one won to no one. What is for us already as a starting point, we are not happy. No, of course we wanted to be on the final. But we think we are not comfortable on the place where we are, but that we are doing the things we have to do to be better in the future.
Coach,
On your right,
Coach, there's a lot that's been said obviously about Maseko. I think you gave him an opportunity the other day against Magezi, gave him an opportunity again today. Is he showing any signs of someone who can break into the starting lineup soon? And him getting game time, is it an indication that he will still be here after the window closes?
Of course he will be here after the window closes. Why he should not be here? He's a Mamelodi Sundowns player, he's part of the squad. And as I see in the club, I don't see any intentions from no one to let him go. He's working good. Of course that when you don't have a Lucas Ribeiro playing on the right where he can play, it gives more chances to the players that can play in those positions. And it's obvious, and he's trying to fight for a space. Obviously that I want my players motivated, and if I give them chances, is also to keep them motivated and to understand they are part of the core of the team. There's no one on the group that we don't count. And everything that happens inside the club will always have to deal with the interests of the player, but the interests of the club. I think it's clear on the statement that the club did regarding the players going out or coming in. It's a moment for stability and not for instability, because we are building from the past. We lost important players, not many, but very important, because the consequences that they had, the impact that they had on the game was enormous, tremendous. And we are trying to rebuild out of there, find the connections between the players that we have to reorganize regarding what the absence of them. I think you saw Zuku quite comfortable again, making a good game. Morena is coming. And in the front we are trying to give opportunities to players. And on Wednesday played Kutlwano, now played entered Maseko, because we need also to manage the fatigue and the moment of the players, so that everybody is motivated, but part of the group that, and it is exactly as it is.
Joe from News 24. Coach, is it a concern that this team seems to not be able, especially in key moments in cup competitions, to not put opponents away and do well? You look at the record, the seniors and cup finals, and how they've lost in games where they've dominated but not necessarily killed off the competition. Same here, and how do you address that?
Look, obviously that I don't relate with the past. I'm always a man that looks forward and looks for the future and looks for building and looks for rebuilding when it's important to rebuild, and looks for new energy and for new things. And I don't really look back and try to understand what happened when 2 years ago. I know that since 3 years ago that the club don't win the MTN 8. But that I also know that for 10 years that the club wins the championship. Sometimes it's coincidence. Of course, that to win matches like this one's knockout matches, there's an opportunity that grows for everybody, because it's one single match. You need just to prove today that you are better. You don't need to prove it throughout an entire season. And I think it was clear that in both matches we had an Orlando Pirates pretty strong in terms of showing they wanted. But I think that we also had a Mamelodi Sundowns trying to manage the moment and trying to be strong on the wheel, to have, I didn't see weaknesses mentally, but I understood that we were not playing the way we would like to be. And I understand the players and I know why. And that's why I try to give a deeper explanation. Because I also feel that sometimes I would like to see one movement of a player, but he don't do, because he's tired. He's not coping with that. So the team is in the moment reducing the possibilities of playing because of managing the tempo. Of course, that when we play a team that is not so strong, it will not be so clear, so natural. But when you need to take yourself to the limit, you understand that you still cannot go where you'd like to be. But for me as a coach, it's clear. I understand that probably the fans are not, don't understand that, and they think it's the coach that wants to do this and that and what, or is not managing. No, we are strongly inside the club, understanding where we are, where we come from, and how we need to have the patience enough to rebuild and to go in the future. Of course, that we need to win. And that's why I understand that we didn't lose with the Orlando Pirates 2 matches. We didn't win also, it's true. We were leading both. What is pity that we are leading 2 times and we cannot finish one of them at least with a victory. Anyway, I think also we can complain on the opportunities we had that we could have scored. And also we can complain on such a strange goal that we took. But nothing to say. I think the result, as I said, is pretty fair, a draw. And when we go for penalties, it will feel for someone that then it's what it is.
Good evening, Coach. Now, Paul, freelance journalist. Coach, one of the notable admissions today was Kutlwano 𝐿𝐿𝐿. Can you please just kindly explain to that, and particularly considering how much he has also been coming through? You just alluded earlier on that he was part of the team at 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐳𝐶.
The other day I listened to some coach, I don't know who it was, to say go to Mr. Infantino and ask him if we can put 20 players on the bench like in the World Cup, or bring all the squad. You cannot ask me about Tapelo Maseko and make a drama out of that, and then ask me about Kutlwano and make a drama out of Kutlwano, because there's someone that needs to stay out. I cannot bring Mabena. If Mabena would not be on the bench, you would be asking me about Mabena. So it seems that there's always a question, and I'm not taking it personally, I'm just... but even the people and the fans, they are always relating with what we didn't do. It's impossible to... Kutlwano played on Wednesday first 11. Someone, Pitsu played first 11, today he's not on the bench. But it's not because they are not on the bench that we don't trust them, or they are out of whatever, or for my thoughts or the team development process. No, it's just because I have to take 18. And I have really to just take 18. I cannot take more. Otherwise they would be all inside. And we don't know, because sometimes before the match you even think, okay, I think this one and this one will be the ones that will be useful. But believe me, sometimes we are on the match and I think, if I had here that one, I would be probably putting him to play. Even sometimes that can happen. We have a big respect for all the players on the squad, and we trust them all. There will be moments for all of them. But I cannot break the rules of the game. I can't break the rules of the game.
Last one.
Coach Cardoso from Hope Alive Radio. Coach, you talk about mental fatigue that your team is facing at the moment. My question relates to how much do also the external factors happening within the club, how much is that affecting the team and the performance that we're seeing on the field?
I didn't speak about mental fatigue. I spoke about physicality of the team is not still in the level where we'd like to be. There's eventually still fatigue that remains from the effort that these players did. That is abnormal. Last season was absolutely abnormal. And that's what people should expect, that we try to fight against that. And that's exactly why we try to fight against that we need to make rotations on the players. And that's why Wednesday we risked a little bit the match in 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐳𝐶 by not lining up some of the players that eventually, not me, but you in general, and the fans think are the most stronger ones. because for me the stronger ones are always the ones that play. But I think that has absolutely nothing to do with what's happening, because it's not happening nothing inside the club. It's happening outside. Inside the club, nothing's happening. What is happening is outside, not inside. We are in peace. We train every day. We don't have problems. The food is there on breakfast, on lunch. The pitches are okay. We train. There's no issues. Everything is normal. We all calm. The players arrive in the morning, normal. No one had. Everything is in peace. And we just work thinking about who we have, and we don't relate with those questions. There's those political issues, board, the chairman, and the board of the club, and the sports direction, of course. Me and the players, we work where we are, where we want to be, which is our opponent. We study, we define a plan, and I think that we've been doing it very well. It was clear today that when the match started, after 10 minutes, I said, okay, we are okay, because it's happening what we predicted. So you are controlling it. First time the balls, we are controlling it. Now let's just pick the energy of feeling that we are okay. So we are controlling the things that could happen. We are controlling the aggression. Now let's take but then I also felt, maybe you saw me in these last two matches more active or more stressed than usual. And it has to do with that, because I feel that we should be doing something more that we are still not able to do. That fluidity of movements, the dynamic of movements. You see Marcelo, it doesn't look him. You look 𝐵𝐵𝐺𝐻, and it seems that he's not so dynamic. You see, and when you break those, when you have that dynamic, obviously the ball doesn't circulate the way we want. You lose more balls, and it seems that now the guy is destroying the team. Please, no. We just we are building and building strong, and this moment will help us to build character also. Will help us to build character. That's it.
Thank you, Coach. We'll end it here.